Alright guys, Kremp again today. Hope you're doing well and enjoying your day so far. Huke has told all from his perspective on exactly what went down over the last couple of weeks to end up back on the OpTic Texas team with Pred making way. Huke revealing exactly why he feels more motivated than ever going in to make this stint work on OpTic, but also exactly how Shotzzy's discussions happened behind the scenes to get Huke back to OpTic and the timelines involved behind the scenes with exactly what was going down with Pred. Very much interested in your thoughts in the comments below. How will this team get on when the season gets back underway in a couple of weekends time? Hit the like button if you enjoy. Subscribe if you're new as always. I would greatly appreciate it. First of all, Dashy's been live on stream over the last couple of days. Just thought I'd share this for you guys because I thought it was kind of interesting. To be fair, this has always been a thing in COD. But if you guys ever find yourself here on Protocol, what you can do if you hit this jump properly is mantle as you jump down, and then you take no fall damage, right? As I say, this was a feature in old CODs as well, but it's still relevant here in Black Ops 6. So if you guys have been messing around with this from time to time, and I'm sure some of you guys might be aware that this is a possibility, Dashy nails it. Not always the easiest to get right, but if you practice it, could give you some advantage in your games, if you're still playing the game, of course, and fair enough if you are Godspeed. There was also this go down yesterday because this Scump versus Simp debate has been raging over the last couple of weeks, mainly because Scrappy was getting involved in it, right? But look, I'm not going to get into the weeds of it again, but I thought the methods and zoomers kind of perspective was kind of interesting because always when you're comparing different eras in sports, it's very difficult to compare across eras for various reasons. Big Timer gave his thoughts on that not long ago in the generational rant that he did on Twitter when this debate was going down last time. But I guess the argument would be, can you equate Scump versus Simp, if you want to use those two players as an example, to MJ LeBron, or is it too far apart in terms of eras? Like, you know, is Scump versus Simp a debate between Schumacher and, you know, Verstappen or whatever, like a modern day driver? It's difficult to say. I mean, there's obviously many years apart. Scump's prime was, I mean, what would you say, 2016, maybe Black Ops 3, something in that kind of ballpark, I'd say, maybe the year before, 2015, but obviously his prime, arguably, in terms of when Scump was better than anybody, lasted for a good few years. Simp's prime arguably came towards the start of his career so far. I don't think Simp's any worse today, but in terms of results and success, 2019, 2020, maybe 2021 Simp, probably at his best. So realistically, there's only a couple of years between when Scump was at his prime and Simp was at his prime. And we know that esports operates differently. Things, you know, move faster than in regular sports, but can you make the same debate? Because many of us watched Scump in his prime, watched Simp in his prime. That's not always the case for many fans across many sports when you're comparing eras 20 years apart. So I don't know if this argument necessarily holds weight, but intrigued to your thoughts in the comments below. But let's get into this Huke versus whole Pred situation, right? Because it was the 11th of December, the rumours started to emerge that OpTic were evaluating the change. As it turns out, based on what Huke is about to say in a second, this decision was made by this point. Pred was going to be gone, Huke was coming in, and we kind of saw some evidence towards that with what Scump and Formal had to say on the inner circle the other day, where Scump said, yeah, I could have played this last weekend. That being the 8th of December, when they were looking for a substitute, it seems, for Pred to come in at that time. Now, that was the same day, it seems, that OpTic was starting their conversations with Huke about the possibility of him coming in full time, because something obviously happened around those dates. They played with Pred in their game on the Friday. They lost it to Boston, and that may be more of a crucial moment than we realised on some level, just because the belief is whatever Pred has been going through behind the scenes, and we're not going to know the full details, and that's fine, but whatever it was, the belief was, even Shotzzy said this after the Cloud9 series, their practice hasn't been so good, there were problems in their team, and, you know, whatever it was affecting their results, and maybe they lost to Boston on Friday, they were like, you know what, this is untenable, we've got to make some sort of a change, and then come Sunday, they were trying to put Scump in the team, they were trying to put Formal in the team, they stuck it out with Pred for that series, they won that series, of course, and the next day, that's when they made the call to bring in Huke, and according to Huke, that's basically how the timeline went. So wanted to share this couple of clips here from the Flycast. He says quite a lot, actually. I thought it was a great interview. I'll link, of course, the entire thing down below. Not really an interview, but, you know, like more of a conversation. And as always, the guys do a great job bringing all these details out of Huke. So he talks a bit about how motivated he is, understandably, being back at OpTic for, you know, this most recent time. He was on Dallas a couple of times, on OpTic previously as well. Now now he's got the opportunity to really make it work. And of course, there's talk about, well, when Pred is, sorted out his issues, he could come back. And sure, that's true. But that won't be true if Huke is frying and the team is winning everything. The team will, of course, have concerns about bringing Pred back, regardless of how much success they had together previously, winning the World Championship just a few months ago, of course. But Huke also talks about what the steps were to get to this point. Playing the Challengers Cup on the 8th of December was the final day of the Cup. Maybe you could even argue that he was starting these conversations on the 7th, based on what he says, because I think the Cup went over 2 days. But let's just say the 8th, that was on the day that they were trying to play the series, and obviously Huke was playing a tournament, so he couldn't exactly, sub out of the tournament and play the OpTic game that evening, so maybe that was why they were trying to get Scump and formal. But over the next 24, 48 hours, it became very clear that Huke was being told, yeah, don't join another team, you're joining us, come to the Frisco Diner and we're going to get it all sorted.
And really, honestly, I think if anything, I'm more fired up than ever. So yeah. If I how I think about it is like, if I'm doing what I do and playing to my potential, it's like, it's unreal potential here. So
it's raps for the ops.
Yeah, type shit.
Before we get into
it happened like within 2 days. So it was one of those things where it was like, yo, this might happen or this could happen. And then 2 days later, it was like, this is happening. So
who made the call?
Like, I don't know who, all the docs, but obviously I was talking to Ant. Like, yeah. I don't know how it all went down.
That's a good answer. PR answer right
How did it initially, you're sitting there watching rap battles on YouTube.
Sure.
And then you just get a call from Shotzzy?
Wait, what?
Yeah.
You were actually watching rap battles?
No, I wasn't. But I hear you.
I'm saying, are you just sitting there chilling, just chilling?
I was mid. Yeah. I was playing Challengers Cup.
Damn. Mid Challengers Cup.
You just bail? Yo, I can't finish the tournament, guys.
I'm like it out. Or turn the PC off.
Yeah.
So mid Challengers Cup, you get a call.
Yeah.
Were you expecting this call at all?
No, I mean, like I said,
a pre-text
I got like it might happen, So
like a text.
Yeah, and like don't join no one else, type shit.
Yeah.
Okay. And that was what, like a day or two before.
Yeah.
So were other offers coming in?
Not at this time, no.
Be ready.
Yeah.
Did he explain? I mean, I guess he didn't have to explain, but was it like something might happen with Pred, and we might be replacing him with you? It was like, was it that sort of breakdown? Or text? Or was it like you might be
all I heard was,
you just
it was just like, yo, long story, this could happen for blah, 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 but he didn't tell me all the details. He was just like, yo, there's a long story, yada, yada, I'll tell you another time.
Do you even care about all the details at that point?
No, because it's not my business.
As long as it doesn't affect the team.
Exactly. Yeah. As long as like, it's not, yeah, exactly.
So you get
that was the hardest thing, because obviously, like, I'm locked in at this point, right? Like, I'm locked the fuck in. And then you hear something like that. That's, like with your team. That gets you unlocked.
Oh, yeah.
Right? You hear something like that.
How were you the rest of the cup?
I was good. I was honestly, that's what I was most proud of. I literally was like, yo, like, I got to make sure I, like, fucking tee up, like, lock the fuck in. And I did, but it was definitely hard.
Did y'all win?
We actually didn't. I'm pretty sure it was the next day. I wake up pretty early. It was like 10 in the morning. He was like, yo, pull up to the office. And that's it.
To this?
And that was
because you lived around here?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
shit.
I'm pretty sure that's how it went. Yeah.
He just said, pull up to the office. Hard.
Yeah.
Were you nervous walking in here?
A little bit. I mean, I felt a lot of things during that moment.
It's not as I know it's not as glamorous as the downtown office.
It's surreal. It's like, holy shit. I was at the Frisco Diner. I'm pretty sure.
So
that's how the intro was.
So you met them there?
Yeah. Obviously, I heard a little bit about what was going on. You know,
walk in, who's there?
It was everybody.
I'm asking.
Everybody.
COD team and Hex?
I think, no, not Hex.
Just the COD team? and Paige. Paige, the little hex.
So Huke said a bit more as well on obviously the business side of things. They had a couple of discussions and it was very clear very quickly afterwards that's exactly what they were going to be doing. So the timeline is still pretty fascinating, right? I mean, these were the dates where the Challengers Cup Champions number 2 were confirmed. Huke actually didn't win this one. He came second to iLLey's team after getting iced for 7 or so hours. But yeah, this was tweeted out early morning my time on the 9th. But of course, this tournament concluded on the 8th. So that was the day where the discussions were happening with Huke and with OpTic, and obviously it was pretty difficult for Huke to stay locked in, especially after getting iced for 7 hours before the finals, given that in the back of his mind he's thinking, oh my god, I'm about to get this opportunity to come back to OpTic. The next day, on, presumably the 9th, right, on the Monday, so 2 days before this stuff starts to get leaked, Huke was then at the diner and, was then talking with the guys. The interesting timing about this for me, I guess, is what this meant from Pred's side, because if we go to Pred's page real quick and we just look at the days that he was live, there was this one, wasn't there? It's the 11th of December, the day before everything was happening. He went live on Twitch, right? I mean, you can see here, Pro 8, ranked, and, it's seemed like everything was okay. That's still what's always confusing about this, is that according to what Huke is kind of saying, it was the 10th or, the 9th or the 10th, Huke was at the diner with the whole OpTic team, with no Pred and with Paige, with no Hex there either, talking about, yeah, you're going to be our new teammate. But yet it seemed like Pred didn't really find out, I don't know, for another like 24, 48 hours that he was then going to be gone. And obviously shortly after he takes the flight back to Australia. And obviously we hope all's well with him. He's still been streaming occasionally over the last few days as well, which has been good to see. But it's still a wild timeline, isn't it? And Huke is giving a bit more context as to exactly how things happen behind the scenes. The bottom line is Huke's in the roster, sounds and understandably is more motivated than ever to deliver with this team. On the Breaking Point side, Pred still appears as a player, but technically he's not. I mean, he is a free agent completely from OpTic as we currently understand it. And just wanted to have a look back, really, on when Huke was last on the OpTic team. He had a great stint online while he was here, but this was the result of Major 3 when OpTic came second that tournament, and Shotzzy, Dashy, Huke, and then Ghosty. Their hardpoint was great. Their search and destroy, Huke's especially, was very good, especially online. Couldn't quite replicate it on LAN. Their control often, though, was letting them down that season. This, of course, is Modern Warfare 2, when Huke and Ghosty stepped in. Then Huke and Ghosty stepped out for last year, and, well, at least Huke is now back in the roster. Of course, Huke was also their Major 2 when they came 4th, and it was after this tournament where iLLey was dropped. They brought Ghosty in, and of course, yeah, the rest since then is history as well. Dashy had a phenomenal stage this time, but unfortunately for him, it was not good enough to get any better than 4th. So, yeah, what do you guys think about how Huke is going to trend with this OpTic team, and also everything that happened there behind the scenes, right? It's still kind of crazy. Understandably, Shotzzy was the one giving Huke the call and saying, look, they're kind of a duo, and Shotzzy was on the phone saying, this is probably what we're going to do. No more details yet, but it's likely you're going to be coming in. And look, if Huke is getting the call, even if Pred isn't mentioned by name, Huke can put 2 and 2 together, right? Obviously, there were rumours behind the scenes anyway. And then in addition to the fact of, well, if Huke's getting the call from Shotzzy, there's only one role that's going to be replacing. It's not going to be Dashy, and it's not going to be Kenny. So even if Shotzzy didn't say, hey, we're evaluating a change for AG, you're our top target, make sure you don't join another team. Even if he didn't say that, I think it's pretty obvious for Huke what was going on there. And, Huke, interestingly enough, of course, didn't have any offers by then. Huke went on to say he didn't expect to be back in the league until after Major 1, which is fair enough. I mean, look, probably other teams could have, should have, maybe would have pulled the trigger earlier had they known that he was going to be signed to OpTic and all this drama was going to go down. But the fact that Shotzzy was on the phone saying, like, if you do have any other offers, don't take it, because we are going to probably sign you in a matter of 24, 48 hours. And, of course, according to Huke's story, it seems like that deal was effectively done by the 10th of December. It was the 11th of December when, Pred was still live, and then all the stuff starts to leak out publicly and everything goes from there. But yeah, massively intrigued to your thoughts in the comments. Just one final thing for you guys. 30 bomb leaderboard so far this season. There's a 40 bomb leaderboard as well. We'll discuss that later today. But 30 bombs, Shotzzy leads the way relatively comfortably, actually. He has 9 so far. Kismet with 7, fair play. TJHaLy, Nero with 7 as well on that Rocket team, then HyDra, Gwinn, and Snoopy all tied at 6, and it's generally SMGs. Makes sense, to be fair, but pretty much SMGs until you get down to the usual suspects. Dashy, Scrap, Slasher, for example, on the ARs, all there at 4 so far. But very much interested in your thoughts in the comments. Hit the like button if you enjoyed, subscribe if you're new, take care, and I'll see you next time.
Yo, Ian, if there's like one game like trait like in game that you wish you had that you didn't, like, let's say if, like you probably like had but it wasn't as good as like maybe your gun or your fucking
hacker level reaction time.
That's a good one.
Because bro, then you could do
whatever you want, really.
You could literally do whatever you want. You could play dumb, you could play wrong, you could
get caught off guard,
you could use whatever gun you want, like doesn't matter. You just have that one trait. Like you can't get cameraed.
Yeah, you're right. Like, cause like you're everybody that chows you, you're shooting first, and then you're like taking bad gunfights, but you're still giving yourself a chance. What would you pick, Matt? Let's say like if you could boost up something that's mid in your gameplay. You know what I mean? Like whether it's awareness, trigger finger. Yeah, you do have a shit trigger finger.
Oh, don't say shit.
Yeah, it's shit.
It's just.
It's just
it's so slow, dude. It's unless I'm like ultra locked and my hands are warm, that's the only way I can do it.
Yeah.
Just watch all of our arrows take a slow left around the bomb.
Yeah, it was dirty.